I'm Thomas Nemura. I'm an expert in digital marketing. The campaign that I've liked the most was executed in Australia. It was supposed to boost awareness of skin cancer related to sunbathing and things like that. They've executed this campaign in Instagram. They've created an algorithm which was searching for publicly available Instagram content, which was created and published in areas related to sun. So it could be the beach, next to the swimming pool, somebody was getting a tan, whatever. As soon as new content pieces were discovered by this algorithm, a newly created Instagram account called Melanoma would immediately start following the person who created the post. So on the receiving end of this campaign, if you went to the beach, to spend some great time, to go for a swim, take a selfie and published it on Instagram, your account would then immediately be started to follow by the account which is named Melanoma. The whole idea in advertising and communication is to convey the message in a persuasive manner, and the combination of genius algorithms, the simplicity of the message, the medium that has been selected, and the context in which the message was delivered, I think makes it one of the most efficient campaigns I have ever seen. We would have to define what we mean by most people. We would first of all have to start off by identifying the more precise target audience age-wise. Depending on the age, the channels would differ. I think up to the age of 38 or 40 years old, digital channels would allow reaching a higher number of population in comparison to traditional media, in comparison to things like radio, TV, outdoors, and things like that. The other question we have to ask ourselves, how fast do we want to reach this amount of people? And then if you look at YouTube as example, which in Lithuania allows you to reach up to 1.8 million people, if we would say that let's do it within 24 hours, those numbers would decrease significantly. While each of the platforms in social media have tons and tons of data related to each and every one of us, what they allow for brands to do is only to shape the initial audience based on the list of assumptions. So some of those assumptions could be facts like demographics, specific age, gender, geography, things like that. But then we would start adding interests, people who are interested in movies, people who are interested in travel. But if the criteria which qualified me to be part of the audience, which is considered to be interested in travel, is the fact that I've once liked a post with an ad of some luggage, and it would work like that, this would immediately mean that I am interested in travel. But does it really mean that I'm interested in travel? These are only initial assumptions. They allow to kind of narrow down the target audience significantly, but it doesn't mean that you can, checkpoint specific lists of people who would definitely buy something from you. We have to understand that every platform which is available for free, in those platforms, we are the product that's being sold. You are getting an opportunity to spend time for free, but the platform makes up for that by selling your data to potential advertisers. The more competence is put into this process, the better, the more precise targeting decisions you will see in your feed. We have to look at advertising as a general effort creating expectations. Creating expectations towards anything, products, brands, people, ideas, whatever, you name it. On the receiving end, people have to make their own decisions. Yeah, you have to not only have some critical thinking and question things that are being put in front of you. We have to realize that everything we see online is a sales process. People are trying to sell themselves, not literally, but pretend to be someone they aren't necessarily are. Brands are selling ideas and selling their products and services, and you name it. So once you have expectations towards a particular product, it's up to you to measure whether your actual experience accounts to that, where your expectations met, where they, or maybe they fell short. And in those cases, when these expectations fall short, it's up to you, to initiate a change. You can always give the product back. You can write a review. I'm not talking about, angry rants in social media, but if you had certain expectations that were not met, and those expectations were shaped by advertising, and they always are, or in most cases are, it's up to you to speak out. I don't have a sticker on my laptop camera. I don't, definitely. So I'm not paranoid, but I've checked. I check some settings in every app that I start to use.